Namaste, it's Jacci, and we're here to do some yoga again today. So, as always, take a moment to get some things. So if you have a yoga mat, you can put that out somewhere where you'll have room to lie down and even stretch your arms up over your head. And today we're going to start our practice in sitting, so I recommend that you raise your hips up for sitting. So you could sit on something like a yoga block, or I've got a couple of folded blankets here. They're pretty firm. So take a moment, get yourself settled, and turn off your phones, turn off your devices. Take a little time for yourself to care, a little self-care, care for your body. So we're going to sit down, and again, we're going to, if you can, prop your hips up for sitting. What we want when we're sitting is if you tend to have like a little tightness in the hips and the knees can be way up high and it makes it hard to sit straight, we tend to round the back. So raising the hips up and crossing the legs, maybe you can get your knees even with your hips or even slightly below the hips. And you just keep raising your hips up and you may find that spot where you can get your knees down a little bit. And then just sit up a little taller, feel your spine lengthen. And we're going to begin with a little gentle rocking. So if you shift forward a little bit, you notice where the weight goes on your sits bones, and then you lean back and you feel the weight in your spine. And just go forward and back a little bit, a couple of times, until you find the place where it feels like you're centered and your shoulders are pretty much right over your hips, and you can feel the support of your spine. And then do the same side to side, and maybe feel the weight shift into one hip and then into the other. It's kind of soothing to rock, so you just do a little rocking. And then again, try to find the place where you feel centered and you have equal weight on the hips. And again, you feel the support of your spine. And then moving the neck a little bit, we're going to begin to coordinate this movement with our breath. So take a big inhale and feel your spine lengthen. You might feel the chest lift. And on your exhale, keep your sternum lifted and tuck your chin on the exhale. Lower your eyes. And on your inhale, lift your chest and lift your eyes, and even your chin can look up. And then exhale, tuck your chin down again. Inhale back up. And this time just exhale your head to the center. And then one more thing for our neck. So inhale your head one ear towards your shoulder. And exhale back up. And then inhale your head to the other side. Exhale back up. Try not to lean over, just your head. So inhale to your ear towards your shoulder. Exhale back up. And one more. Inhale. And exhale, and then just turn your head side to side. And as you're turning your head side to side, let your eyes just scan around the room. It's an orienting technique. You can just kind of look around, get a sense of where you are. Maybe you notice some lights or color. Just see what you see. And then bring your head to the center, and then we'll begin to move our arms. So still sitting, having the shoulders over your hips, please inhale your arms up over your head and lift your chest and your eyes. And then exhale your arms down, lower your eyes down. Do that again. Inhale your arms up. Maybe you can feel that lengthening feeling in the sides of the body. And exhale down. So one more time, both arms up, lift your eyes. And this time, keep your left arm up in the air. Let your right arm go over to the floor and just lean over. And you can bend that elbow and even look up at the ceiling. Then inhale both arms back up to the center. Exhale, go over to the left, and you can let your right arm drape over and bend your elbow and look up. Inhale up, both arms lift. And again, exhale to the side. Inhale back up. Exhale to the side. Inhale up. Next time we go to the right, we're going to stay. So exhale to the right. And on your inhale, lengthen more. You can lift your chest, lift your eyes. And on your exhale, pull your belly in and bend that elbow. Try to tug that shoulder blade down your back. You feel the arm drawing back. And then inhale, lift, lengthen, look up. Exhale, belly in, hug your elbow down your back. Your shoulder blade, and then inhale, exhale. And on this inhale, come all the way up. Lift both arms up. And exhale both arms down and take a moment to notice your shoulders and the two sides after you did that movement. And then we'll do the other side. So inhale both arms up. This time left hand to the floor, right arm over, exhale. And on your inhale, reach more, open more, look up. On your exhale, bend your elbow, pull your belly in, hug that shoulder blade down your back. And then inhale, reach, look up. Open your armpit. Exhale, belly in, tuck your shoulder blade down. Do that one more time, inhale. Exhale, pull your belly in. Now this inhale, come up to the center. Exhale, bring your hands down. And again, a pause to notice the sides and what you feel. You could, perhaps, if you rest your hands comfortably, just gaze softly at the floor for a moment, or even close the eyes for a second. Just take a pause, a moment to notice. And then please blink your eyes open. And for the next movement, we're going to come onto the mat on all fours, hands and knees. So maybe you take one of those blankets and pad your knees for this movement. Get it if you need it. Always good to take care of your joints, especially the knees. So a little padding of the knees if you like. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and your hips underneath your knees underneath your hips. We'll call this tabletop position. And again, we're going to coordinate movement with breath. So inhale, lift your chest and your eyes. You might even feel that stretch into your belly. Exhale, pull your belly in, round back, fold back. Let your elbows touch down, let your head bow down. And then inhale up to all fours and lift your chest. Exhale, fold back, belly in. Inhale up. Exhale, belly in, fold back. This inhale, come up, lift your right leg, and hold it up in the air and make some circles with that ankle, which may feel good after our sitting cross-legged. And then put your foot on the floor, let the toes tuck under, and push back gently so you feel the stretch in the back of the leg, and you notice how that right hip kind of levels out with the other hip. And then take a slow inhale and lift that foot off the floor a few inches and lift your chest a little. And then exhale, put your toes back down. And then inhale, while your foot's on the floor, lengthen your left arm forward. Hold on the exhale, pull the belly in, and when you inhale, lift your foot and lengthen your arm. And then exhale, touch your toes down again, belly in. You might feel the arm soften down, and then when you lift the leg, you might feel the arm lift a little, lengthen a little. This time, see if you can hold on the exhale. And then lengthen on the inhale. One more, a little slower if you can. Exhale. Inhale. And then put your hand down and your knee down. Fold your hips back. See what you notice on the two sides. And just rise up to tabletop, one breath. And belly in as you fold back on the exhale. All right, now we're going to lift the left leg. So inhale up, lift your left leg. And again, you can make some ankle circles there. Feel your arms steady. And then put your foot on the floor. Let the toes tuck under. And again, you can kind of push back and try to level out your hips. Try not to let that left hip pop up. Just the leg. Inhale, lift your leg. Feel the muscles working. Lift your chest a little. Exhale, pull your belly in as you touch the toes down, quite slow. Keep your foot down and inhale your right arm forward. Hold on the exhale. Pull in the belly. Slow inhale, lift your foot and lengthen your arm. Feel the chest lift a little. Slow exhale, touch your toes back down. Pull your belly in. Inhale, lift the foot. And this time we'll hold on the exhale. Belly in. And that feeling of lengthening on the inhale. Try one more breath, a little slower if you can. Exhale. A little lengthening on the inhale. And then put your hand down, lower your knee. Fold your hips back. Maybe you stay back for a moment and circle your wrists. Give them a shake if you like. And then inhale up to all fours. Spread your fingers a little wider, and we're going to exhale to downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under. push your hips up. Keep your arms nice and strong, and think about pushing your hands down and lifting your hips up. And you can maybe have a little bend in your knees to start. You get that nice stretch in your back. And then you can pedal out your legs as you like. It doesn't matter if your heels touch the floor, but we are trying to cultivate a feeling of length in the back of the body. So the back of the legs, the back of the spine, even maybe the back of the neck a little bit. And then we're going to go up and down between our dog pose and our tabletop position. So inhale your knees to the floor. Go slow and lift your chest and your eyes. That's the inhale. Pull your belly in. Feel the back kind of stabilize, and then push your hips back up. Exhale, and then inhale down to tabletop. Lift your chest and your eyes. Exhale. So see how softly you can touch your knees down. You might even try, we'll do it a couple more on your inhale, to let your knees hover over the floor so they don't actually touch, and lift your chest. And exhale back up. So one more inhale, touch your knees down if you like, or just hover. Keep lifting your chest. Slow exhale back up. Hold the pose. Find a place where you can be still, which might be with the bend in your knees. That may be quite nice for your back and the backs of your legs. And then please inhale down to your knees. And go ahead and put your elbows on the floor. And again, we'll move the wrists. So you could even massage the wrists. You could make some fists and circle the wrists. You could wag your tail. This is puppy pose anyway, so you could wag your tail here. You feel this arch in the lumbar spine. And if you like your puppies and your kitties would do, you could take your hands out further in front of you and lower your forehead down toward the mat. It's okay if you're on your elbows. That may be better for your back and your shoulders, but it can be quite a nice little stretch, the puppy pose. And then please inhale and come up. We're going to stand on our knees. So for this movement, if you find it helpful to tuck your toes under, you can tuck your toes under. You could have the feet flat. Both are fine. Feel free to add some padding under your knees. So for this movement, this is called lightning pose. We're going to inhale the arms up to the sky. And then exhale your arms down. Maybe your eyes follow your hands as they go down. And inhale your hands up. Exhale down. So all these movements, waking up our spine. Inhale up. You feel from your hips. Shoulders lifting up out of the hips. Exhale down. We'll do a couple more, and we'll try to go a little slower. So inhale up. Maybe a little pause at the top of the in-breath. Lower down, exhale, hug in the belly as you lower your arms down. Inhale. And exhale. Pause for a moment. And if you remember when we were sitting, we did a little movement for our neck. So you might turn your head and just notice how your neck is feeling after we did those movements. And then we're going to do a sequence where we put these things together, the lightning pose, the tabletop position, and the downward dog. So we'll begin in tabletop. Fingers spread wide. On your inhale, lift your chest and your eyes. On your exhale, pull the navel in and fold back to child's pose, letting the head bow softly. Some of you might touch your forehead to the floor. Inhale, tabletop. Now tuck your toes under. Exhale, pull your belly in a slow trip to downward dog. Inhale right back down to tabletop and lift your chest and your eyes. Untuck your toes, fold back to child's pose. And now we're going to lift up to lightning. So inhale up to the sky with your arms and your chest. And then a slow trip back down to child's pose. No rushing. Inhale, tabletop, lift your chest. Tuck the toes, exhale, down dog. Inhale, tabletop. Try to touch the knees down so softly and lift your chest. Exhale, back to child's pose. Inhale, lightning, so up to the sky with your arms. Exhale, down to child's pose. called Balasana. Bala, inhale, tabletop. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to tabletop, lift your chest and your eyes. Exhale, child's pose. And then up to the sky, inhale all the way up. It's called Vajrasana. Exhale down to child's pose. We'll do one more sequence. Inhale, tabletop, lift the chest and the eyes. Exhale, tuck the toes, belly in, slowly up to dog pose. Inhale to the knees, touching, softly lifting the chest and the eyes. Exhale, back to child, and then slowly up to your knees. And slowly down to child's pose. And we'll hold the child's pose for a moment. So when you're in child's pose, you could support your head. So if your head touches, fine. If it doesn't, you can stack your hands up or even make a little stack the fists up and rock a little bit. Notice the energy in your spine after those movements we just did. And then please push up to all fours, and then we're going to stand up on our knees again. You may want to pad your knees for this next part. We're going to do a couple of low lunges, and if you don't already have padding there, may be quite helpful. So we're going to step the right foot forward, so we're in a little lunge. And what we want in the lunge is that the knee is over the heel. So if I have my foot too close, it kind of sticks the knee out over, and it's not great for your knee joint. So you might step the foot a little further forward than your knee, so when you shift your hips forward, that knee's still over your heel. On the exhale, pull back. Again, we're hugging in the abdomen on the exhale. And on the inhale, soften forward into the lunge. See what you feel. And exhale. So again, make sure the back knee is comfortable. So here we're going to take the arms up like we did in lightning. So slow inhale. Let your hips shift forward. Lift your arms. A little balance. Exhale. Okay, do that again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Bending the knee any amount, shift the hips forward, lift the eyes. And exhale. So the next one we're going to add a little variation. When we come down, we're going to turn the hands and peek over that right shoulder. And then we'll inhale back up. So it looks like this. So inhale forward into the lunge and lift your chest and your eyes. And as you sweep the hands down, turn your chest, turn your head, and just let your hands float down back there. And then inhale back up. And notice how that twist challenges your balance. Exhale the same. The hips pull back and the hands sweep down and you look over your shoulder. And inhale back up. Now you could do that again, or if you like this time, you can bring palms together and hook the left elbow around the knee. And then try to inhale back up, which is where the challenge is here, to come back up smoothly. So again, just sweep both arms down straight, or bring palms together and do the little twist. And then inhale back up. And just exhale your arms down. So we're going to come back to all fours. So you can get that foot back around any way you like. Come back to all fours. And we'll do tabletop to child's pose a few times to even out the spine. So exhale back. And inhale, rise to tabletop, lift your chest. And again, exhale back. Now this time, inhale back to tabletop. And as you exhale back to child's pose, move the hands a little bit further forward. Wider can also be helpful. On the inhale, we're going to come up to the upward dog variation. So we're going to let the hips come forward, the chest and eyes lift, and let your elbows bend a little bit. And then exhale back. So we want to keep the shoulders soft. Pulling in the navel as you go back, and we'll do that one more time. Nice little stretch. So keep opening up the spine. Inhale here, and you may notice your hips after your lunges. Exhale back. And then come up, and we'll do the lunge on the other side. I'm going to turn around so you'll be able to see my left hip. But you can just step your left foot forward from here. And again, we're just going to check that that left knee is over the heel. So if it kind of wants to jut out like this, not great for your ankle or your knee. And it also makes the balance so a little off. So just you might walk that foot a little further forward. So a little test bend inhale here. You feel the chest lift on the inhale. And as you pull back out of the lunge on the exhale, we're pulling in the navel. So we'll add the arms. So inhale, hips forward, arms up, like we did in lightning pose. Exhale. We'll do that 2 more times. So see how slowly and smoothly you move. You may find if your balance feels a little off that looking down at the floor helps you. Or if you're feeling quite steady, you can lift your chest and your eyes as you come up. Exhale. So the next one, we'll add the sweeping arms. We're going to turn to the left toward the front knee. So first inhale up. And as you sweep your arms down, exhale, pull your hips back and shift your arms back and look over your shoulder. And then inhale back up. Belly in, exhale, turn. Turn your ribs. Inhale. Now you can repeat it that way, or if you like this time, is that you can bring your hands down, let the palms touch, and you can hook right elbow to the outside of the knee. And then see if you can sweep everything back up smoothly. Exhale into the twist, either straight arms or bent. Inhale, back up. Good, and then you can exhale your hands down and again come to all fours. And however you get there is fine. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, back. Inhale, tabletop, lift your chest and eyes. Exhale, back, and this time walk your hands a little further forward and we'll come to up dog. So inhale forward, lift your chest and eyes, bend the elbows. Just go where you can, don't push. Find a nice opening movement. Exhale back. And one more time like that. Inhale. Watch your cats and dogs and notice how many times a day they do this. And if you just do it when they do it, come back to child's pose and stay. You can, again, stack your hands up. Another way you can support your head here is to put your block under your head if you have a block. That's nice. Again, you might have, your head might come all the way to the floor, and all that's fine. Notice your breath. So we're going to come back up to downward facing dog. We did upward facing dog, and now back to downward facing dog. Bring your hands under your shoulders and tuck your toes. And when you're ready on an exhale, you can push up to dog pose. And we'll just hold the pose, again, thinking about lengthening the back of the body. And then we're going to come up to standing. So as you're ready, you can walk your feet in. And we'll clear the padding out of the way for this part. And come to stand. You can give everything a little jiggle. Shake, shake, shake. See how you feel standing on your feet. All right, we're going to step the feet out pretty wide distances apart. And we're going to do a lateral bend. We did a little one when we were seated, and this is going to be a bigger movement. But we're going to do a similar thing with the arms where we do that bent elbow thing. So just have your feet forward, and on your in-breath, take your arms out to the side and up. So we're going to exhale the left hand down and keep the right arm up. And you can go ahead and lean over a little bit. And like we did when we were seated, inhale, lengthen, and hold on your exhale. Pull your navel in, bend your elbow, hug that shoulder blade down your back. So this might draw back a little bit. And then inhale, keep looking up maybe. Belly in as you exhale. Inhale. One more exhale. One more inhale. Exhale your hand all the way down to your hip and inhale up to the center. And pause for a moment. You can move things and notice what you feel. And you can scratch your nose if it itches. Okay, and then we'll do the lateral bend to the other side. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, right hand down. You can start to lean over a little bit. Stay here on the inhale. Lengthen more. You could lean over more. Exhale, belly in, bend your elbow, hug it back. I'm kind of looking at my hand. And then inhale, I'm going to try to trace my eyes with my hand with my eyes. Yeah, exhale. If that bothers your neck, just look forward. Exhale. Inhale. Try to look up if you can. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale your hand all the way down to your hip. Inhale, center. And notice the two sides. And then we're going to take both arms up. This is lengthening the two sides. And exhale the arms down and bring your hands behind your back. So some options here are just hold on to the wrists, or you can hold your elbows. Or if you are comfortable clasping your hands, you can clasp your hands behind your back. We're going to try to straighten the arms so the wrists would be apart. So inhale, lift. Exhale to one side. Pull your belly in here. How does that feel for your shoulders? Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, center, and then release your hands for a moment and bend your knees, and we're going to go down and touch the floor. Or if you have something to touch, you might have a block under your hands, maybe better. And exhale, bend one knee. Take a slow inhale to come to the center, lift the chest. Exhale, bend the other knee. Inhale, center, lift, and we'll do each side one more time. So exhale. Inhale, long spine. Exhale. And inhale, center. And what we're going to do is try to bow down a little bit more. So if you can bend your knees, you could have your hands maybe on the support or on the floor, and just let your elbows be soft. Maybe let your head hang down. And maybe you, on the inhale, straighten your legs a little bit and lift your chest a little bit. And on your exhale, pull your belly in, bend the knees, and let your head hang back down. Let's do that a couple more. So inhale, a little lift of the chest, a little lengthening of the legs. And then exhale, bending the knees and pulling in the belly. One more. And exhale. And then keeping the knees bent, walk your hands up to your hips. And on an inhale, with the knees bent, let yourself rise with a flat back. And then you can bring your feet together and give things a little shake. Just going to move that block out of the way. So we're going to shake things a little bit, shake your feet, shake your hands, and then we're going to do one of my favorite shaking type movements is to swing. So have your feet a little wider and you can let your arms swing. This is called empty shirt sleeves, empty coat sleeves. So as you're turning your shoulders, let your head and your eyes turn. So you move your neck, and then as you move your arms, of course, your thoracic spine gets to move, and then if you let that back heel kind of rock up off the floor, then the hips get to move. So gentle little, think maybe a massage for your spine. And then unswing, and for the next part, we're going to lie down on our back. So just come to lie down. And once you're on your back, pull your knees up towards your chest. And then you can make some ankle circles, which may feel a little bit nice after standing. And then begin to sway side to side, just a little small movement. And be very curious about how it feels in your back and how it feels in your hips. And then you can try letting your hands be on your knees and circling the knees around. And see how that feels for your back. So you might think about massaging your low back. And then circle the other way. We did a few hip things, so those lunges and upward dog movements to stretch the hips. How does this feel? And then here's a little interesting variation. Try to move your circle your knees, but let them do different things. So one knee is doing one thing, one knee does the other. This is a little challenging for your brain too. So just be a little more random. And then let your feet come to the floor. So you can have your feet a little bit wide and your knees touching, and for now just rest your hands on your belly and just take a moment to notice how you feel. You might even let the eyes close for a moment. You feel the support of the floor. And then we're going to do this windshield wiper twist. So please walk your feet out wider. So if you're on a yoga mat, out to the edge of your mat. If you're not on a mat, wider than your hips. So exhale your knees to one side and be curious about your hips. Breathe through your nose. Inhale the knees up. Try not to rush. Exhale to the other side. Pull in the belly on the exhale. Inhale back up. Exhale. This time, when you get to the right, the next time, stay there. See what you notice down the left side. And if it's helpful for you to support your knees, if you feel this in your knees or your hip joints, put something under your legs, like you could use a yoga block for that. You can put something under your legs. And then see how it feels to stretch your left arm just straight out to the side or even up over your head. And take a couple of breaths that are a little deeper. And a nice, slow exhale. Maybe another nice breath like that. Inhale. And a slow exhale. If your arm is up over your head, you could try to lengthen the arm a little bit on your inhale. And pull your belly in on the exhale. And then lower your arm down if you have it up over your head, and then bring your knees back up. And pause for one breath in the center, and if you need to scoot your hips and shoulders around so they're more even, do that, or even walk your feet out a little wider, and then take your knees to the left. And again, you can support the legs with pillows or blocks or something. So again, you shouldn't feel the sensation in your joints. This is to stretch the muscles. So if you feel it in your quadriceps, great, but not in your knees. So take your right arm out to the side, take a breath, see what you feel. And perhaps it's nice to stretch the arm over your head. You can see it's just different. So if your arm is up over your head, you can try to lengthen it a little bit on the inhale. And still engaging the abdomen on the exhale. Just do a couple more breaths. See if you can start to lengthen the exhale. One more. And then go ahead and lower your arm down. Bring your knees back up. Again, you can situate your hips and shoulders so they feel even. And then it's always good to follow those asymmetrical twists with some symmetry. So for the next movement, we'll do the bridge pose. So the feet, the heels line up with the hip bones, and you can bring your hands palms down, sometimes called two-legged table. Dvipada Pittam in Sanskrit. So we're going to move with our breath here. So inhale, lift your hips up, and you can push the hands down and push through your heels. Try to look straight up so you don't turn your head. Exhale down, pull your navel in. Let's do that a couple more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Can you be aware of what muscles you're using to lift? So you push through your heels, the hamstrings, the glutes. You can recruit your glutes. And back down. And the next one will stay for one breath. So come down slowly. Inhale up. And hold on the exhale. Pull the navel in. As you're ready, inhale and lift a little more. And let a slow exhale bring you down. So we're going to hold 2 breaths this time, and you're welcome to lift less if it's better. So inhale, lift, look up, straight up, hold on the exhale, nice slow exhale. Hold on the inhale, maybe you get a little more height. And then can you keep that height as you exhale? One more inhale. Exhale down. And once you've come down, pause, and you can bring your knees into your chest and any rocking movement that feels good. So you could rock side to side or circle your knees again, maybe some ankle circles, maybe a little shaking. Sometimes I just like to shake everything toward the end. And then you can lower your feet to the floor. So again, having the feet a little wide and the knees touching puts the spine generally in a pretty neutral position, and for most people it's pretty comfortable. So if your feet aren't wide, it's okay, whatever's comfortable for you. And then just rest your hands on your body. And like we did at the beginning, without moving your neck, just let your eyes kind of scan around the room. See what you notice. And then either choose one spot to focus on or close your eyes. And feel the support of the floor, where you're touching the floor. And begin to let go of the effort to breathe, just letting your body breathe on its own. As we begin to shift toward our relaxation, toward Shavasana, start to let go of the effort, so not trying to control the breath. Trying to let the body begin to be softer and a little more relaxed. So as we settle down, you may find that it's quite comfortable to have your knees bent. For some people, it's comfortable to stretch the legs out flat. That's fine too. But you may notice that, it actually felt better when my knees were bent. So if that's the case for you, keep your knees bent, and then you can let your hands rest on your belly, or you can have your hands by your sides, palms up. This is a nice open position. And notice where you are. Get a sense of where you are, and then just turn your attention to your breath and just continue to observe your breath without trying to breathe any particular way. We'll take the next 5-10 minutes to let the body settle, to let the body rest. And as we shift toward this more still position, I'll close with a little prayer. So may you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And may you be at ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. And may we all live with ease. So I encourage you to continue to rest for the next 5-10 minutes. If it's a little challenging for you to be still, try counting 12 breaths. I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.